Hello, and thanks for joining us on this week's Surrey on the Go Football Coaches Show. This week, we talk with head football coach at East Surrey, Trent Lohman. And now let's go to Coach Lohman. Congratulations on last Friday's victory against Wilkes Central. What would you like to say about that game?
It was a tough one. We've had some of our returning starters that we've counted on were out. So we had to get a little creative in some things that we did. And we had some young guys step up in different spots. And, we've turned the ball over 3 times in the first half and killed some drives with penalties, but our defense played, and really all but one play, our defense played lights out. And, offense, we just kept throwing darts at the dartboard till we found the one that stuck. And, our guys didn't give up and were willing to play it down to the last play of the game and came through with a win.
You guys were able to win 25-7. You improved to 4-2 and 2-0 in the conference, which is huge. You guys won 4 games in a row. What does that feel like right now?
It feels better than losing 2 in a row that we did to start the year. But we just have to keep getting better. We're still a young team, and every rep we need to learn from it, both in practice and in games. We have to keep improving.
One area where you've improved, obviously, defense. I believe you brought up 7 sophomores to that D line. What can you say about their play?
Well, just they're playing hard. They're listening to Coach Marion and our staff, and they're trying to do what they're coached to do, and they're doing it the best that they can, and they're doing it with high effort. And high school football, especially if you give high effort, high energy, you're going to be pretty good. And if you can mix in listening to what you're supposed to do and combine that with that effort and energy, you got a chance to be pretty good.
How important would you say is listening for the players?
I'd say it's extremely important.
Yeah. I've learned that myself. When I listen better, I do better, right? So,
Sure.
few players want to point out running the ball: Ashton Stevens, Lyndon Fleming, Matthew Edwards. Have they been able to help you to these 4 wins?
Sure. Especially against West Wilkes, Ashton and Matthew stepped up and did really well for us. Lyndon was off to a really good start and having some big explosive plays, and he's one that we've got to get back, hoping to get back in the lineup. But we've got a lot of guys that's, like I said, some's moved positions, some switched, and they're stepped into new roles and just playing team football, and it's making a big difference for us.
All right. I know that Stevie Keener is a versatile player for you, really good receiver. Anything you want to say about him?
Stevie's good. Stevie's smooth. He's a dynamic playmaker and just one that, we got to be creative in how we get the ball to him and let him do what he can do and try to run our offense through him a little bit.
And anything you want to say about Will Jones at quarterback?
We just got to. He continues to get better in how he plays and what he's doing and in his leadership, and just another one. He has to get better every day, and the more he can take in, and I think that's the hardest position to play in all sports. And he stepped into that role and wants to do it, and he's doing a good job.
You guys travel to East Bend to play Forbush, who's 1-5 now after picking up their first win over Elkin. Anything you want to say about your opponent this Friday?
Yeah, I wish their records be thrown out because they're better. They play well. They play hard. They're well coached. They've played close games, and I think they are a better team than what that 1-5 looks like on paper. And that's one thing we're trying to stress to our guys is don't get caught up in that because they'll come hit you in the mouth if you're not careful. And they play physical football and they play disciplined football, and it could be a good game Friday night.
That's what Coach Wood of Elkin told me before they played Forbush. They thought the 0-5 he thought the 0-5 record wasn't indicative of who they really were. And do you ever preach to your players that you should never look at a team's record before you play them?
I don't a whole lot. I really talk to our guys about us, and we need to continue to get better ourselves, and we need to do what we're supposed to do the best we can. And I don't get caught up a whole lot on who's on the other side. We control what we can control and give our best effort, and that's what I want to monitor and what our guys want to check off and check in with.
Anything else you want to say, Coach?
No, sir, I'm good.
All right. Thanks for your time today, Coach Loman.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
In other games this past Friday, North Surrey improved to 4-3 overall and 3-0 in the 2A Foothills Conference with a dominant 62-8 crushing of North Wilkes. The Greyhounds traveled to Dobson for a cross-country matchup with 2-4 Surrey Central this Friday. The Golden Eagles need a win after two close games this year against East Wilkes in overtime and a 20-14 loss last Friday against West Wilkes. This is an important game in Dobson this Friday night. Mount Airy shut out East Wilkes 42-0 last Friday in Ronda. The Granite Bears have allowed only 22 points total through 7 games this season to only 2 teams. They host 1-6 South Stokes this Friday in Mount Airy. Elkin lost at home to Forbush last Friday, 33-20. Can the Bucking Elks pick up their 3rd win of the season against a tough 4-2 East Wilkes this Friday? The game will be played in Elkin. And again, East Surrey heads to Forbush on Friday for a conference game. Don't focus on Forbush's record, as you heard Coach Loman say earlier. East Surrey will try to improve to 5-2 overall and 3-0 in the conference. And thank you for joining us on this week's Football Coaches Show.